In this video, I'm going to destroy your belief that you need to feel good to perform well. This is a really common issue and something that I speak about all the time with my online mentoring clients, and I'm going to transform your mindset like I do with them. In fact, during a session yesterday, I said to a young athlete that this could be the one thing that determines how far you go in the game. Firstly, let's start with a question. What is the goal of cricket? Is it to feel good? Is it to look good? No. For a batter, the goal is to score runs. For a bowler, it's to take wickets or to stop the batters scoring runs. Does it matter how you look? No. I want you to give these scenarios some thought. Would you rather score 20 runs and feel great, look good, play well, hit the ball at your best? Or would you rather score 60 runs and feel rubbish, scrap, not look good, and not feel at your best? I think the answer is obvious, and everyone I've ever asked has always said they'd rather score more runs, but feel a bit off, not feel at their best. Because the game is about scoring runs. That is what you're judged on as a batter. Now let's watch this 17-second video from one of the game's greatest ever players that explains what I mean.
No, that's right. I just love batting, and I'm probably not hitting the ball as well as I've hit the ball, but I'd say my mind's probably in the best place it's been. The decisions I'm making are really good, and that's part of batting, making good decisions for long periods of time, and I'm just pleased with the decision making that I've had.
Can you believe that in that series, Steve Smith averaged 137, but he said he wasn't hitting the ball at his best? That's unbelievable. For so many players, we really think we have to be feeling good and playing at our best to get the results that we want or desire. This is not true. Something you've got to understand is that no one else can see how you feel. So on days when you're not feeling at your best, you're not feeling great, whether you're a bowler or a batter, no one else knows that. No one else can see that. And we often get really internal and in our own head and worry about not being at our best. But generally, it always looks the same. In fact, everyone else is thinking about themselves more than they're worrying about what you're doing. So a really important point here is that perfection doesn't exist, and we've got to limit our own expectations of ourselves. If we expect to feel good all the time, then we're always going to be disappointed. And the gap between our expectation and where we're at creates disappointment and frustration. And that gap holds us back. That's what causes us to go and make mistakes, to make bad decisions, to play shots that aren't there, or to try things that aren't there. So the key is to minimize our expectations and just find a way with what we've got. Some days we might be feeling good, others we won't. But if we minimize our expectations and learn to work with what we've got, that's when you'll get the results you desire. Former Australian opener and Australian coach Justin Langer famously said once that he never wanted to feel good. He always wanted to stay in a heightened level of focus. He wanted his mind to be focused. And when he felt good or told himself that he was batting well, that's when he'd make mistakes. That's when he'd start to relax too much, he'd get too comfortable, and he'd make mistakes and get out. Even if he hit 3 or 4 boundaries in a row and he was batting really well, the ball was coming out of the middle of the bat, he would be saying to himself, come on, keep fighting. I'm not in yet. I'm not in. I've got to keep going. I've got to keep fighting, to keep his mind in that focused state, rather than relaxing and feeling good and saying, yeah, I'm batting well, today's my day. And yet so many batters and athletes do the opposite. They want to feel good, and when they feel good, they start trying more things. They want to sort of start going after balls that maybe aren't there or aren't in their zone, and what does that lead to? That leads to mistakes. Bowlers, when they're feeling good, they might try and bowl faster. They might try and bowl their mystery ball or their best ever ball rather than bowling line and length and doing the job that their team needs or they do well consistently. The optimal state for any athlete is to be focused on the present moment. And what feeling good or worrying about how you're feeling is a distraction. It takes your attention away from reacting to the ball or bowling the ball that you need to bowl. I hear from so many young athletes who say, I was distracted because I wasn't feeling good. I started to worry about that, and that just spirals and creates this distraction that leads to mistakes. And so if you limit your expectations, limit your judgment of yourself and how you're feeling, it'll still allow you to focus on the present moment and make good decisions and execute your skills, which is what Steve Smith said and did. He said he was making good decisions for long periods of time, even though he wasn't hitting the ball at his best. And that's where we want to be. We want to be present and focused to make good decisions for long periods of time. So if you're not feeling at your best during the week or heading into a game, or started your innings, you started your bowling spell and you're not feeling at your best, the number one thing you need to do is go back to your routine. Focus on your routine and try and not put any judgment on how you're feeling. Remember that you're not being judged on how you feel. You're being judged on the skill execution. Can you still find a way to execute your skills? Find a way to get the job done in that moment. And it's so important that you don't judge yourself. Go back to a routine that you've hopefully practiced over and over again and really double down on getting the process right of being present and not worrying about how you feel. So the next time you're not feeling at your best, you're not hitting the ball at your best, you're not bowling at your best or feeling great, just embrace it. And this is going to happen very soon in the future because it happens all the time. It's really rare that we get to our best regularly, and you've got to find a way to operate below your best but still get the job done. And that's why I said this is the one thing that could decide how far you go in the game. Because if you can learn and understand how to get the job done on days when you're not feeling at your best, then you're going to have a successful career. Because so many players only do well when things align, they're feeling at their absolute best, and they have so many bad days or inconsistent days. And we don't want that to be you. We want you to be able to get the job done, score some runs, take some wickets, even when you're not feeling good.